What is going on, everybody? Back on it, One Piece 379. Looks like we might get some Brook backstory here, like fully backstory. Um, I've been saying I'm curious how they're gonna do the Laboon stuff. Do we like hit a U-turn and go all the way back to him, or do we just see him somewhere along? Because we're going deeper into the Grand Line. No, like Laboon was at the entrance. We've gone so far that I don't know if they plan to like make a U-turn all the way back. Who knows? Looks like we'll fully get to see Brook here, see the flashback and all. I'm assuming we're kind of past the Zoro stuff of like what he did, and you know he's going to be recovering and all those type of things. I'm sure we probably don't bring that up again. And then we had the capture of Ace, and I was like, how do they just take him? I keep forgetting about the C Prism handcuffs that pretty much just like shut your shit down. But I'm still waiting for the day that we get introduced to somebody that like they throw those handcuffs onto and they just flex and bust up out of that shit. Like they're that strong, which I'm sure we're going to see. We're going to get to characters that C Prism handcuffs like can't hold them type stuff. But we'll see this Brook stuff. Hopefully it won't be too bad. Let's see what we got. Page 38. Everybody's asleep there, sir. Oh. Oh. He's the Afro DJ. Bro, we're sleeping. Relax. Someone shut that man up. So he had like a crew. I keep forgetting how deep some of these pirate crews that we run into, like they're rolling like 15, 20, 30, 40 members deep. You get so lost in like seeing the Straw Hats only being like, I don't know, what are we, less than 10? Oh, he wasn't even captain. He was just straight up ship musician. I thought he was captain, so he becomes captain? Because he always talks about like my men was like my men and There he is. Oh. He likes the song. Eh? And then they all die. And then they all just end up ceasing to exist. Which is pretty depressing. Panda pirates? They're over here wearing panda masks. You gotta leave him. Oh, Whale Boy will get him. Hey, that works. And at this point, I'm guessing when he says I can't swim, not because he can't swim, but because he already has possessed a devil's fruit. Because surely you're not a pirate that's out at sea that doesn't have the basic knowledge of being able to swim, right? Surely. They just had that song on repeat? Just on repeat, huh? Well, this looks great. Now they're playing the sad music. Now they're playing the depressing music. Can y'all, like, set port for a little bit so the man can stop swimming? Oh. Seems like a pretty straight crew. On his ass, too. Lighten his ass up. Well, when does it get depressing? Because I forget. I mean, it was a long time ago. A long time ago. I'm forgetting. Did the entire crew end up losing their shadows? Was it just Brook? Can't remember. Not sure. Because I know Brook's the only one left, but I can't remember how that ended. Did they all die? Then Brook came back to life, and then him as a skeleton then lost his shadow? Brook. True. Eh? I forget how they all die. Oh! Oh, I was about to say he's a skeleton with them, but no. We flash back to the present. Man's losing it. Don't even know how he's able to cry, by the way. It's just a hollow skull with water coming out of it. Hmm. Going on? Yeah, I have to leave him. And this is where he gets left, right at the entrance. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, and here it goes. It's like they had a puppy for the crew. And they're like, well, kind of got to leave his ass behind. Like, but we'll come back, we promise. And they never come back. Do we ever see him without the sunglasses? Well, sorry, little buddy. Oh, do they just like stop coming out? Like day after day to like try to cut the cord? That's pretty depressing. Why don't y'all just like keep hanging with him until you got to the entrance of the Grand Line and then just... Oh, wow. It's pretty fucked. Why not just make the best times you can with him until you get to the entrance of the Grand Line, and then you're just gonna have to hard cut it and just be like, we have to go. You can't follow. They're really just trying to kick that puppy off to the side, huh? Well, this story here is a lot more sadder than it was in the first. What was that? When did we run into him? The first 100 episodes or so? There he goes again. We're halfway? Are we? We're past halfway. Alright. Hasn't been terrible. Hasn't been terrible. I always give like the kind of when you come off the climax of an arc, they usually try to breathe for a couple episodes. So I'll give them 3 to 5 episodes max. If they sprinkle in stuff like they did with talking about, you know, Ace being captured and this, they can make the calm down episodes decent. Y'all better get to going. Everybody wants to enter the Grand Line and shit. Well, we're here now, so. Alright. Okay. That was good of him for at the last moment before they enter. They're like, nobody sees him, right? Just to make sure. Alright. I'm curious if his captain had a Devil's Fruit ability. I'm assuming not. Okay. Some decent shots there. And they're up. And they're in. And there we go. I'm assuming Laboon comes just like shooting down. I mean, they're gonna. Oh, the ship got wrecked. Yeah. Look how young and fit he looks. That old man was yoked out of his mind 50 years ago. Okay. Oh! How the hell did he get in? Who let this man in? He's all scarred up and shit. Brook can't swim. How the hell did he get in here? Alright, can you elevate me back to the ship? It's his favorite song. Pirate song. And then they just all tragically die. You don't know how bad I want, and it's never gonna happen. To see Luffy just commanding like 30, 40, 50 crewmates deep. All the main crew members just sailing their own little like mini fleet and shit, all sailing under the straw hat. I wonder how they're going to leave off with this episode. Hopefully this whole thing is contained to this episode. But I'm curious if we just end up leaving from him. Or do we stay within the Brook flashback to see, you know... We know the fate of the crew, but I don't think they showed us what happened to the captain. I thought it was implied that he was the captain and his men had died, but... They're giving him some great, like, Pokemon sound effects. We end up talking to some reason into him. Rumbar pirates, huh? I want to see him take the glasses off. This might be our only chance here. Because I think once we end this flashback, there's not going to be any more Brook flashback, so... Well, I don't know, there's a lot of episodes, but... Huh? How are you going to take him? Oh, okay, I was about to say. Yeah. Two or 3 years, huh? Should have started with 2 or 3 decades. 4 or 5 decades. Well, at least they left on good terms, and it wasn't like them leaving the puppy behind and not looking at him. That's just the last time he sees all of them. And it will be the last time he sees all of them. Minus Brook. Oh, the triple squeal replay. Okay. We're out. Now we all go tragically die. But we're so far away from that red line entrance that I'm curious. Because surely, I mean, that's going to be like a driving force for Brook's story. Is like he's got to make contact with Laboon, you know? But I can't see us just flipping a hard U-turn and going straight back there to then go back into the Grand Line all over again. So I'm curious how that ends up working out along the story. When and how. Okay, 3 years have passed. Bet you he was so happy. And they get stuck in the... Yeah. They can't find their way out. Yep, and they're unable to find their way out. It's been a long time. Maybe Brook mentioned he wasn't the captain of his own crew. I can't remember. Honestly can't remember. Thriller Bark was a slow, painful blur that I can't remember, honestly. He could have straight up said, I was never the captain, and I didn't remember. Did they just... I know they got stuck in there. Did they just slowly start just like dying off one by one, being stuck in there, lack of food and all those type of... I really forget what happened to the crew. Or did they get attacked and then stuck? And there he is. He came back to life. Dang, we didn't see him without the glasses. That ends up being it. I thought there were some good... You know they kind of do like the pastel shots? Of like battling through the storms and shit. I thought those were some of the best shots. If I can find it. Was it here? Yeah, I think it's coming up here. Yeah. These were some great shots, by the way. I like the one think I like this one the best with Brook pointing. It's either this one or the one he's with his captain. It's either that one or this one. Yeah, that one's not too bad. And then that ends up being it. Yeah, so that ends up being the episode. There's not really much to talk about. Didn't mind the episode. Wasn't too bad. I'm just, again, because we know everybody kind of has their goals that they're going for. Some just have more kind of inner character building goals, you know? Like Usopp, there's nothing he has to physically like find or possess or see or do, you know? I feel like what we kind of revolve around his character is just kind of building up him on the inside mentally. And you could say to a degree, Chopper doesn't really need to seek anything other than just, you know, practice, becoming a better doctor, researching, studying, practice. Same with Zoro. If you just keep refining the craft, it'll get better. Practice, studying, practice, training. Sanji, though, is physically trying to get something. Luffy, though, is physically trying to obtain something. Nami, you know, hers isn't either. So same thing with, like, Brook is actually trying to... So with, like, Brook, he can't get what his goal would be just by practicing and training and studying. He needs to actually physically get there. So I'm curious kind of how they do that. I'm wondering if they've ever even linked up with Laboon where they are currently at in the anime. Just because I mean, they could do a little quick time skip where they decide to make their way back, and then we see Laboon, and then we time skip forward and go from there. Maybe the crew splits up. I mean, I don't know why they would, but we'll leave it there and see. We'll see. Appreciate it, everybody. Like, share, favorite, subscribe, and as always,